If you look at Twitter, you would think the world absolutely runs Twitter, or the world is on it. In truth, 2% of people total are on Twitter. The rest of them either don't have a Twitter account or don't have a consistent Twitter footprint. They go on there to advertise, don't do anything, blah, blah, blah. But see, because of all that, you get all of these issues with people just complaining that a Republican won the election. They don't understand how this could possibly happen. Everybody on Twitter hates him. Well, that's not true, obviously, but see, this is the problem with getting 2% of people trying to be 98% of the world. And they never see anything come, and then they melt down. Then you get the woke police, and then you get all that kind of stuff, and you get corporate that wants to have every dollar. They want to have every dollar, so they want to make them happy. But see, there's a problem when it's 2%, and the 2% are the loudest. See, and this all comes today to my point. Grayson Allen. We've seen Grayson Allen do a ton on the social media and on timelines lately. A lot of cheap shots. We've been seeing this all his career, and we saw it at Duke. We know he did to Alex Caruso. He tripped up Ayodesunmu with his knee, of course, which he did a lot of at Duke. He did all this. We've seen this issue over and over and over. What does Twitter do? What does Facebook do? They hate his guts, of course. They hate him. They can't stand him. So they talk about it and whine about it and talk more. But here's the issue that these people keep forgetting all the time. And you keep forgetting about this. You forget about it when a Republican wins an election. You forget about it with Donald Trump. And that's going to be part of my point for just a second. You forget about all this. They want attention. They want attention. Grayson Allen doesn't care that you're mad at him. He doesn't care about all this. He's going to keep doing all this because Grayson Allen is Donald Trump. And this is absolutely not to make a little thing about politics. This isn't anything like that. Anybody on Twitter, Facebook, anything can make it about politics all they want. This isn't the point. Donald Trump's whole life is making attention. Has been for 40 years. Doesn't care if it's bad, good, anything. He just doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be indifferent. He doesn't want any of that. He wants attention. Hateful attention is still attention. Getting the president of the United States and here's the deal. The highest approval rating he had was 42%, I believe, 43 overall. That's still, 57% hated him. That's still 100% that paid attention to him in his head. That's what Grayson Allen is doing right now. Grayson Allen, you got to understand something. Grayson Allen has 9.3 points a game in his career, a total of 21 minutes a game in his career. Good shooter, about 38 to 40% three-point shooter. Nice little shooter, about 88% free throw shooter. Nice. Okay. But guess what? 9 points a game doesn't make a whole 10, 12-year career unless you have a role to play. We'll just say Robert Ory. Don't exactly have his numbers for what he made on stuff like that, but he became Big Shot Bob, and he wasn't even a gigantic starter. He got 7 rings. But you don't get long careers usually off of 9 points a game. You don't stay in the league long off 9 points a game, off of 87% free throws. You got to realize he also missed Milwaukee's title run last year. He was in Memphis. And and considering Milwaukee probably won't repeat, he's probably not going to get that. He doesn't have a 10-year career without getting attention. He doesn't have a 4-year career like he has now without getting attention. The issue that you fans have, and then the media has, and everybody has, and pundits have, is giving him attention. And I'm going to bring up this comparison with Donald Trump. And not on hate, not on not on anything, just the truth. You ignore Donald Trump, he makes the real mistakes. You ignore Grayson Allen, he's out of the league. You ignore them. But guess what? You won't. You won't, because it is all attention for you too. It gets attention, it gets noise, it gets everything. If you really wanted Grayson Allen out of the league, you ignore him. I'm talking fans, I'm talking pundits, I'm talking everything. You want him out of the league, you'd ignore him. You want a Donald Trump out of the limelight, you'd ignore him. But you won't. Rage is still an emotion. Rage brings money. And guess what? Grayson Allen brings that too. He brings it all. He trips people up. He does cheap shots. It's all he has. He's a nice shooter, but he doesn't have there's a billion nice shooters in the league, especially in the three-point era. He doesn't have enough to stay in the league without gaining attention. Yeah, you can get him. Yeah, you can get him suspended. Yeah, you can get him everything for a while. You can do this stuff, but there's always going to be eventually, okay, he might stay 7-8 years in the league doing it this way. There's always going to be a crappy team that's going to want him. It's because in the end, he has eyeballs. He has eyeballs. You can pretend hate is going to get him out. Eyeballs are going to keep him in.